This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. Yesterday we had seen, not yesterday, I think Friday we had seen how to create a new project in SSIS, right? So, how to create a project? Go to Start, Dev ENV, right? So, Dev ENV, when you press like this, you should be able to find out Visual Studio called as SQL Server Data Tools, SSDT. Clear? So, when you click on this, you will be able to get a SSDC opened, which is a .NET software, or it is completely SSDT software to prepare MSBI applications. Now, if you wanted to create a new project, go to File, New Project. That's what I told you. If you wanted to create a new project, what you have to do? You have to go to File, New Project. Now, when you come down, you should be able to find out business intelligence. When you expand it, integration services. This is what is called SSIS, right? So choose integration services project, give the name, whatever you would like to have. You can say SSIS underscore demos. Okay. So where you wanted to store this by default, which is giving you some path, you better change this path. Go to browse, so wherever you would like to give a new path, go to D drive and give this path, and your project is stored inside the D drive. Clear? So click on OK. You should be able to create, but make sure that you're clicking on the first option, Azure enabled and wizard. These are not for us. Clear? So choose the first one. So how did I come here? Let me show it once again. Go to File, New Project. Now choose business intelligence, expand this. Now click on and choose the first one, integration services project. Give the name SSIS underscore demos. Now change this path. Click on browser. Now come down. You can choose whatever be the drive you wanted to have it. Now you can create a folder as well and store this. Okay, if you wanted to have in C drive, you can have it D drive, or create a folder and say SSIS practice. Something like this, you can create a folder. So you can give this folder and click on select this folder, click on OK. You should be able to create something like this and open it. So I'm not going to be creating one more thing because I have created. So I have created one project yesterday. I would like to open the existing one. Okay. So that we can see SSIS demos June 5th, right? So we had created a project. So I would like to open the existing project. So how do I do that? Very simple. Go to start. So dev env. That is what you can say. When you go to dev env, you will be able to get like this, and under recent you should be able to find out the project which you have created recently. Means, 1 day before, 2 day before, 10 day before, so that you can click on this. If you are not able to get this, you can also go like this, file, open, project solution. So wherever you have stored, you can go to that path. Okay, so this is the path where I have stored my project. Now I can open by clicking on this file. Clear? So click on open. You should be able to get it. Otherwise, click on this. You can open the existing project. So created the other day. Now you first practice how to create and how to open them. That's it. Nothing else. So, so that's what you need to have it. Now, as soon as you open, I told you, you will be able to get a toolbox this side. Okay. If you don't have this toolbox is I don't need. This is some general toolbox. This is what I'm not talking about. You click on this button, you will be able to get a toolbox, SSIS toolbox. This side you have a solution explorer. If you close this, okay, if you close this, so nothing is available. You can go to the view menu. Solution Explorer. It is very simple. So two things you should know. If you don't have these two windows, click on this icon. You will get toolbox. Go to view menu, Solution Explorer. You should be able to get this. And switch off this, you can hide. You can switch off this, you can hide this. Clear? So these are the things we were discussing the other day. The first one is called control flow. Okay. You watch this window, you watch the first video. What is the control flow? What is a data flow? We have discussed 1, 2 we discussed, and 3, 4, and 5 we're going to be discussing today. And the next one is called sixth one, connection manager. So SSIS designer is going to be having these 6 elements which are very, very important. Control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, package explorer, and connection manager. Okay. So what is the control flow? What is the data flow? I told you control flow is the controller which is going to be controlling entire package whenever you click on execute. I told you one simple example. Controller is a mother at home. So your mother is controlling entire family, right? What is a data flow? Data flow is one of the tasks. That's what I told you. So mother is doing a lot of activities like cooking, washing, taking care of the children, lot of things mother is doing. So control flow is a mother. So if you wanted to do some activities, that can be done with the help of a data flow, because mother wanted to wash the clothes, she is going to be controlling the washing machine. So washing machine is doing its activity, but the data flow is being controlled by the control flow. So mother is controlling the washing machine. That's what I told you the other day class. Okay, you please watch that video so that you can understand what is the control flow, what is the data flow. It is very simple. Control flow is a mother, something like that. Data flow is one of the tasks the controller is handling. You have a lot of activities that a mother can handle it. Am I clear? That's what I told the other day. You please watch the previous video so that you can understand. So data flow is a task, control flow is a controller or it is going to be controlling lot of activities. What are the activities a control flow can perform? When you go here, when you open this, you have these many activities. So control flow can do data flow activity, bulk insert, data profiling. So all these things we're going to be discussing from tomorrow. Clear? So control flow is a mother. She is doing a lot of activities, washing, cooking, like that. So this control flow has a lot of activity. It is going to be performing, but one of the activities called data flow task. Okay. So the data flow task is going to be performing ETL operations. So data flow is a task. What it does, it is going to be getting the data from the source and dumping to the destination, and it is also applying some transformations. Okay, so data flow is going to be performing ETL operations, but data flow cannot start on its own. You have a washing machine, so it cannot start on its own, but end of the day complete washing is done by washing machine only, but that is being controlled by your mother or your father, or could be you, right? So somebody has to be there to control the washing machine. So who's controlling the data flow? The controller is a control flow. That's what you need to understand. So you may have much more data flows. You may have 2 washing machines. You may have 2 grinders, but all of them have to be controlled by you only. So tasks are could be 0 or could be more than 1. You may have washing machine, or you may not have washing machine, or you may have 3 washing machines, 4 washing machines. Any task can be duplicated. Remember this. When you go to control flow, you can take data flow task first one and data flow task second one, third one, fourth one. You can have multiple things. So this is one washing machine. This is one more washing machine. When you double click on this, you will be able to go here. And when you double click on this, you will be able to go to this washing machine. You think like this. Clear? So whatever you wanted to do, that you should be able to do it. So this is getting the data from one table and putting into one table. It is getting one more table data, dumping into one more table, like that. If you have lot of tables in the source, If you wanted to get a table by table data, for each table data, if you wanted to get it, one data flow is required, because one data flow will connect to one table, gets the data, and it is going to be dumping into one more destination. If you have thousands of tables, so thousands of data flows you have to create. Or in simple words, you can also create a loop, that is also available. So, so this is what is the control flow and data flow. What is the data flow means? I told you, data flow is a task which is going to be connecting to lot of sources. So these are the sources we have, and these are the destinations we have, and these are the transformation that we can apply and get the data. What is the transformation and all I have explained already, but we'll see a lot of things in the later sessions as well. The next one is called parameters. Let us understand what is a parameter. Okay, so parameters are used to store the static values of for the deployment purpose. Parameters are two types, project level and package level. Cannot change the data at runtime. So parameter means I wanted to have some data that cannot change over time. Okay, so that cannot change over time. For example, I have some data that cannot change over time. For example, my name. Even though my name is a data, can I change the data every time? No, because it is fixed. What about my age? Every year my age can change. Whatever my blood group, can I change every time? No. So I have some data that is called as a read-only data that you cannot change till you die. My date of birth cannot change. My age can change. My qualification can change. My weight can change. My age can change. Lot of things can change. My qualification can change. I can change my company, but what I cannot change. A lot of data also read only data. Everybody will have two types of data: read only data, read and write data. Your mother's name cannot change. Your father's name you cannot change. Your blood group you cannot change, right? But you can change your qualification, your employee code. If you join the different company, you will get some more some new employee ID. So whatever be the data that I wanted to use it as part of my database or part of my SSIS, that I don't want to change it every time. So that is the what is called as parameters. Parameters are used to supply the data and to store some static values over there. Clear? Static means it is not going to change every time. So that is the meaning of this. So project level, package level parameters can be, used. So cannot change the data over time. So what is the meaning? For example, I wanted to have a server name 192.0.1.1. This is my server name. It is cannot change every morning and every evening, right? Server names and the database names, right? So these will not change over time. So I have a package one, I have a package two, lot of packages I have created. Every package wanted to use this server name and this database name. So what I do, I create one project level server, one project level database. I can supply it to these fellows. Tomorrow if something I would like to change, I would like to simply come here and change it and just leave it. So every time all these packages are going to be using the same thing here. So if I wanted to pass at the project level something, I should be able to go here, and you can have project parameters. Okay, I can create something like this. You can create a parameter, let us say server name. Clear? Server name could be whatever you would like to have a string. So here I would like to store 198.0.12.1. Okay, 12.1. I would like to store, use this, and I would like to pass to all my packages. Okay, so create once and use many times like this. I can create at the project level. So within the project, this is a project level parameter. So this package can connect to this server and get the data. This package also can connect, get the data from this server. If everybody wanted to use, you should be able to create here and use it here. Clear? And instead of that, let me close this. If you go to package level, if you go to, let me demo number one, and I have also parameters here. So this is the within the parameter I can use, within the package I can use it. Okay, I can create a server name here. So this server name can be used within my package only. So within the package I'm going to be using, I'm creating something A here. If I something A parameter, that only this fellow can use it. If I create one B here, so only this fellow can use it. If I create one C parameter here, so these are called package level. Okay, package level parameters. If I create A here, or if I create some A, B, a C here, so these are called project level. There are two types, project level and the package level. Package means, for example, if I'm getting a water bottle, I can drink. That is the individual student water bottles. So only I can drink because it is my water bottle. So that is what is called package level. Only this fellow can use it. But I would like to pass the same information. If I'm saying A have created, A is having a value of 10. So this 10, I would like to pass it here, pass it here, pass it here. So this 10, I would like to pass it means the better create a project level. Okay. So that means this A, wherever you would like to use, so you can have it here. Okay. If you create something like a P, a Q, a R here, so P is available to this fellow, Q is available to this fellow, R is available to this fellow. So this is what is called project level. This is what is called package level. So there are two types of parameters are available. If you store something, for example, P is you're storing some 20, that 20 this fellow can use it, and A equals to 10. So this is available to all the packages which are available in this project. So if you wanted to declare something globally and pass it everywhere, so that is when we're going to be using project level. Or if you wanted to create a package level P, within the package what we'll have, we have various activities. Task number 1, you have a task number 2, you have a task number 3. So like that I have a lot of activities. So I have, so this P equals to 20 can be used by this fellow, by this fellow, by this fellow. Clear? So within this we can use, but A equals to 10 can be used in this, and within this fellow, this fellow, this fellow, and within this we have a lot of other activities, and everybody can access that. Clear? So create once, declare many times. If any value you have, and create once, and that you wanted to use, multiple times within your package, means you can create a package level parameters. Parameter is nothing but a variable only. Okay, variable means it is a small box or small, space where you can store some data. Clear? You can think something like that. So we'll discuss later, so don't worry about it. So we have project level and package level. So project level means you need to simply, project level means you need to double click on this project parameters, you should be able to create them. Okay, but if you want to have a package level, so come to the package, you should be able to go to parameters, and you should be able to create them here. So only demo number 1 can execute, not the others. Something like this you can have it. Okay, so whatever be the data that you wanted to have it everywhere, the better keep the data at the project level only. Package level parameters are here. Okay, so that's what you need to understand. The next one is called event handlers. The next one is called event handlers, used for executing package related events and debugging purpose. What is the meaning? For example, your package is being executed. Now, fine, you're getting the data here. Suddenly something goes wrong. Suddenly something goes wrong, and package stops. When the package stops, you wanted to inform somebody. For example, you're going from India to America. You're stuck at Dubai airport. So in Dubai airport, the official stopped you. You don't have some one documentation. They are asking. So they were asking you. You don't have that. They said, you go back to India. You cannot go to America. This document we require. So if something goes wrong in between, what you do? You need to inform the somebody. So if something goes wrong, you have to inform your parents, you have to inform your brother, mother, or the agent who is sending you to USA, something like this. So whenever there is an event could be success event or event could be failure event as well. For example, if you reach Dubai successfully, you inform your brother or your mother, or you reach USA safely and you inform your father or mother. So it could be success event or failure event. So based on the event, you should be able to have a communication. You should be able to have some kind of a logging facility is available here. So with the help of that, people come to know if there is error occurred, what should I do? If there is a something is warning, if something is failed, what should I do? Where should I do? Where should I communicate? How should I log? So these are the important things that we can set up. Clear? If something goes wrong, you can on error. If something goes wrong, any error, if you get it, so click on this. What should I do? You immediately send a mail. So double click on this. You should be able to configure and send a mail to whom. So you can give the to address, SMTP correct, connection name, subject line. You can say that I'm stuck in Dubai airport. So demo number one is failed. Some message you can write and leave it. If something goes wrong, then only this mail is going to go to some abc dot gmail.com. Bhaskar Jogi @gmail.com. I will get a communication from the SSIS saying that this package is failed. So I will see why the package is failed. You have to have to know some kind of a communication why the package is failed, when the package is failed. So that communication automatically goes. If everything is success also, I simply go, I say on progress. Okay. So or on post execute. So I would like to send one more email. So whatever you wanted to do, you can have some kind of event-based communication can be done. So if everything is smooth, what should I do it? If everything is failing, what should I do it? So you can have communication, success communication, failure communication, or logging can be, captured. Or I would like to capture something into a SQL. If everything is smooth, you store that this package is executed successfully, or you send a communication to via email. So something like this you people can have it, because if they have some communication here, then only people can identify what is the issue. If there is no communication, if there is no proper this one proper communication, you don't have any clue where to stuck and where to watch. Clear? So this error message which you're getting, and that will tell you what is the issue. When the package is failed, automatically it is not going to communicate. You have to have these kind of a communication channels. These are called event handlers. For example, if you're sick, you go to the doctor and you say I'm not well. So doctor is going to be asking you blood report. Why blood report is needed? Because that is where the communication is happened from your body to your blood. So you will take the blood, you will see what is the issue happened. So body is logging everything to your blood. So blood is the source of the logging. It is a log file for you. If something goes wrong, the doctor will ask you, give me your blood. So I can see the issue there. So every time when the communication happening to the blood via body, automatically you take the blood and you see what is the issue within the body, like that. So body is automatically communicating lot of things to you and lot of things to the blood. That is automatic logging, like that. SSIS package also should be implemented with the logging. So if you implement, then only it will be automated, otherwise no. So otherwise, even though it is failing, you don't have any clue why it is failing, when it is failing, where it is failing. You don't have any clue. You have to communicate and channelize your issues in the event handlers section only. Remember, this is what is called logging. Clear? So logging is in your human body, which is automatic. You need not do anything. Your body is injecting lot of parameters to the blood. The once you give the blood report, so you will come to know what is the issue in your body. Like that. Here we're going to be using event handlers. Remember that point. The next one is called Package Explorer. Explore means what? Explore means show. I would like to use Windows Explorer. So when I use Windows Explorer, I'm able to see my drives. I'm able to see my documents, downloads, lot of things I'm able to have it, right? Desktop. So I can show, each and everything which my Windows has it, right? So Windows Explore means show all the items from the Windows. Whatever you have within the Windows, C drive, D drive, whatever you have, that is going to be shown to you. Package Explorer means whatever you have, all the connections, logs, parameters, event handlers, variables, whatever you have, everything will be shown to you. That's it, nothing else. It is only going to show you whatever your package is going to be having, nothing else. When you go to control flow, you can find connection manager. All the connections, you may be connecting to Oracle database, SQL Server database, or you may be connecting to Excel file, or you may be connecting to CSV file. All the connections are going to be maintained in the connection managers. Clear? So we're going to be seeing connection managers and everything later. So these are the things that you have. Control flow, which is going to be controlling entire package. Data flow is a task which is going to be performing ETL operations. Parameters, which can be used to supply some static data, or to supply some data globally and locally. So package level and project level we have, and we have event handlers to do some kind of a logging here. So based on your success or failure, and the package explorer is going to be used, to show what are the things that you have configured within this package. Now, when you go to control flow, you can find the connection managers. All the connections are, stored, and you can see other properties as well here. We're going to be discussing about this very soon. Clear? So these are the things that you should know as part of your SSIS designer. That's it, nothing else. Clear? So now, so connection managers, logs, event handlers, variables, everything you can see it here. Connection manager as connection information of sources, destinations, and log files, whatever you would like to have it there. Now, if you wanted to upgrade previous packages, for example, I have 2015 packages I would like to upgrade it to 2019, or I have 2017 packages are available. I wanted to upgrade it to the next version. If you wanted to do that, so there is a go to view menu. You have upgrade. So you have a project menu, I think. Project menu, upgrade all packages. Okay. So if you have a previous version packages are available, so use the path and you should be able to continue this wizard, and you should be able to upgrade them. We never upgrade them. Uh, so whatever they have it, they will be scheduling and using them. They never exit, they never upgrade. If they upgrade, they'll get a lot of other issues. Okay. So definitely, but if you wanted to execute, you should be able to upgrade them with the help of upgrade all packages. Clear? So that can be done. Now, so what are the new things in SQL Server 2019 or SQL Server 2016 onwards? There are a lot of new things got added. So now we're in SQL Server 2019, SSIS 2019. SSIS now integrated with the Hadoop source and destinations. I told you, right? So in the demo, I explained about one thing, Hadoop. What is Hadoop? Okay, so this is my global level data, complete global data. It could be IBM data, Amazon data, Microsoft data, Google data. Complete data can be divided into two parts. I told you, right? One data is called as a SQL data. Remember this. SQL means the data which is available in RDBMS, the tables data. So rows and columns. Whenever you store the data in a table and a row, the data is called as SQL data or RDBMS data. And you have some data is called as a non-SQL data. Non-SQL means it is nothing but a files data. So remember, so entire data divided into two parts. One is called structured data or unstructured data, semi-structured data. So these are the files. This is what is called a structured data. Remember this. Structured means rows and columns. Okay. So non-SQL data is again two varieties here. Okay, so this is two varieties. One is called semi-structured data. The next one is called unstructured data. Clear? So I have a lot of data. So complete data is divided into two parts only. Any data you take it, whether you take YouTube data or your company data, my company data, complete world data, complete global data is divided into two parts. One is called files data, SQL data, non-SQL data. Clear? Semi-structured and structured data. If you have some data in the structured, if you wanted to perform data analytics on it, normally all the data we're going to be storing into where? We're going to be storing into a data warehousing. Okay, we're going to be storing the data into data warehousing, plus with the help of BI, we are going to be processing the data. That's what I told you, right? So there we are going to be using two things. So structured data can be stored in a data warehousing, and the processing is done with the BI application, MSBI, SAP BI, this BI, that BI. So what amount of data you have? This is a 30% of data of the global is available here. So only here we have MSBI, other BI, but 70% of the data, it is here. You don't have any software till 2002. So nobody was analyzing this much of data, and this is plenty of data that was available in the market, and no tools were brought. So data warehousing got created in 1990. Okay, and BI tools are released probably after 1997 onwards, I think. These tools were there. Slowly people are using these tools and doing a lot of circus there. But early, you can say early 2000 it was there, or you can say 1997 it was there. People were storing a lot of them. But here, even though we have so much of data available, people were not doing anything. So Google was doing one research paper. I think they were doing some research on the this kind of a data in 2000 or early 2000. Okay, they published how to perform the data analytics on this data, and there's so much of data, and no tools were invented, and suddenly you got a software here. So to handle this kind of a data, we have one software got released into the market. So that software is called as a Hadoop software, right? So Hadoop software can handle this kind of a data. Remember. So Hadoop also has two parts. One is called, it can store the data, which can process the data. So for the storing purpose, Hadoop is going to be using HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System, plus it is going to be using what is called as a MapReduce. MapReduce. So I think I have discussed this point already to you. Clear? So Hadoop is invented to handle non-SQL data, the data which is there in the file. For example, you're chatting with your friend. So the chart data is not going to go to the table at all. Chart data is a semi-structured data, or it could be unstructured data. XML files are semi-structured data. So you have your chatting with your friend in the Instagram, or could be Facebook. So it is a unstructured data, or you send lot of images, photos, or you send lot of audio files. Okay, or you send lot of video files. All these things are nothing but your unstructured data. So how can we use this data for the data analytics purpose? Is there any software? The software is called Hadoop. Hadoop can handle, or Hadoop is invented to take the data which is there in the which can handle semi-structured data, unstructured data. So this has got released, I think, in 2002 onwards. Okay, 2002 onwards we got it. But after it Hadoop got very much famous in 2012. Okay, not before that. Even though it is started slowly in 2002 in the market, but not enterprise companies were using. Slowly in 2012, many companies were slowly using this Hadoop software. So what are we going to be doing in the Hadoop? So Hadoop, when you have this much of a data, that can be stored in HDFS, and MapReduce can be used, store and process. So this is the purpose for this Hadoop software. Clear, guys? You need to understand. Now, slowly, Hadoop also told I can handle semi-structured data, unstructured data. That is fine. Hadoop can handle this and this, and Hadoop also can handle the data which is there in data warehousing or data which can be structured data. Clear? So again, BA applications also saying that I can process the data, so I can go and get the data from here, and I can also go and get the data from here. I should be able to get the data of this. So that is what is called BA, also getting the data from HDFS, and you can process. Storing is happening here. You should be able to process. And data warehousing, I have it, the data. This data I can also give it to MapReduce, and I should be able to process. Now, integration is happened, especially from MSBI. I don't know about other BAs, but MSBI can get the data from MapReduce and store it to data warehousing, and it can also get the data from the HDFS, and it should be able to do. So this is the happened in MSBA from 2016 onwards. These were the new things that you should have to know about it. Clear? So that was the point I'm talking about. SQL Server 2016 can be installed in Linux, and before that, SQL Server cannot be implemented in Linux. That is also new thing. Today, SQL Server can be installed in Linux as well as Windows. But before 2016, SQL Server can be installed only in the Windows platform, not in the Linux. And integration to Hadoop is also happened. So now you should be able to go. BI can talk to the HDFS, and data warehousing data can be processed by the MapReduce. Okay, there is a one of our student is working for HP US. Okay, HP US. What they're doing it, they're having a lot of data in HDFS. Okay, HDFS means what? Hadoop distributed file system. Process is happening, is doing that. Process is happening in MSBA. So that is the work that guy is doing, and we were supporting them the other day. Okay, I think last year he was taking the support from us. All the data is available in Hadoop and HDFS, and the cubing and everything and reporting is we are doing in the MSBA. Clear? So this was one live, project which is implemented in HP US, and 1 year back we were working on this. Clear, guys? So that is the thing that you got to understand. Implementation is there, and integration is also today there with the Hadoop to MSBA, MSBA to Hadoop. And one more thing you should know, SQL Server can also be installed in today Linux platform. Linux has a lot of flavors. I think you should know that, right? Linux has a lot of flavors. Windows has a lot of flavors, right? What are the Windows flavors? Windows has Windows XP, right? XP is the flavor. Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows Vista. All these are flavors of Windows. Linux also have a lot of flavors. Okay, so Linux has Red Hat, right? And Linux has CentOS, and Linux has Ubuntu. Clear? So when you say I am using Ubuntu, that means they're using Linux. If saying they're using Red Hat, that means they're using Linux, CentOS. So Hadoop can be installed. Many people can install Hadoop only in this platform, not into Windows. Windows also can support, but many people are using Hadoop into one of these flavors, Red Hat or CentOS and Ubuntu. Ubuntu is Linux operating system. So Windows has a lot of flavors, lot of versions. Like that, Linux is also having lot of versions, Red Hat, CentOS, and Linux is a free software. Remember this. It is not commercial, and Windows is a commercial software. You need to buy it. So there is no free here. So remember this. Again, Hadoop is a free software. You need not pay not even single amount here, but MSBI is a commercial or paid software. Okay, so these are commercial softwares. So that Microsoft is providing, but you know the differences. MSBI today integrate with the Hadoop as well. Am I clear, guys? And One more thing you have to know, when you are dealing with SSIS should talk to the source, should talk to the destination, and gets the data from source to the destination. What is SSIS? I clearly explained. SSIS is the ETL tool. ETL stands for extract the data, transform the data, load the data, which is simply data importing and exporting tool. I told you this. So SSIS is ETLs are nothing but simply data importing and exporting tools. I have some data in some server. I would like to export it to elsewhere. What should we do? We have to configure SSIS and connect to the source server and switch on the SSIS. It is going to be getting all the data, copying all the data from the source and pasting all the data to the destination. SSIS is simply a motor. That's what I told you. When you have a motor, it is going to go to the bore well, getting all the water and pumping into the drum or the tank which is there in your home, right? So just like a motor, when you switch on the motor, you're going to be getting the water from the source to the destination. So all ETLs are your motors, simply data importing exporting tools. But if you wanted to connect to the source and destinations, you have to install the driver. There are two drivers that we're going to be using. One is called ODBC and OLEDB drivers. Clear? So what are the differences? Let us think about it. Okay. So I have two types of drivers. Let me remove this. This already you know. Okay. Where Hadoop can be implemented, where this one can be implemented, we discussed clearly. Now I have some data here. So let me explain one more concept. I have some data here. Some of the data, 30% of the data is available in SQL. Some of the data which is available in non-SQL, that is files, XML file, this file, that file. I wanted to read the data from the SQL. SQL means any RDBMS. So people have invented a driver called, because without driver, communication cannot happen. When you put your pen drive into your laptop, it will say install in the driver. So there is a driver called ODBC drivers. Okay, ODBC drivers are used to get the data from SQL machines. You have one more driver, that is what is called OLEDB driver. So OLEDB is also one more driver. This can be used to get the data from either from SQL or non-SQL. Non-SQL means I have some data in Excel file or some XML file. So how do I read the data from there? You have to use a driver called OLEDB driver, because simply two devices cannot communicate. Your machine, my machine cannot communicate. I need to have a driver. So your pen drive cannot communicate. You need to install the driver. Your printer cannot communicate to the computer. You have to install the driver. So for the communication purpose, we need to install the drivers. So like that, SSIS is one application that has to communicate to SQL Server, Oracle, or it has to go to one server, get the data from the file. So if you don't have any drivers, you will not be able to communicate at all. Even though you have a network, proper drivers are installed to be installed in your computer. So we have two types of drivers are installed, ODBC and OLEDB. ODBC can go to any RDBMS and get the data. OLEDB can go to ODBC, so it can get the SQL data. It can also go and get the non-SQL data. Data means which is available in your Excel file, or maybe flat file, or maybe CSV files, wherever you have to read the data. On top of this, Microsoft is created some more drivers. Okay, it is its own drivers. So one driver is called as ADO. ADO driver is created, and on top of this, they have created one more driver. Okay, so remember, primarily you have two types of drivers. One is called ODBC and OLEDB. Java people can use what is called as a JDBC. So Java database connectivity. So the JDBC is going to be connecting to the ODBC, ODBC will go get the data from the SQL Server, Oracle, Teradata, any RDBMS software. Clear? So end of the day, if you wanted to read the data, you can have JDBC, ODBC, OLEDB, ADO, ADO.NET, and Teradata people will have Teradata BC, whatever they name it. End of the day, the data has to be retrieved via ODBC and OLEDB. Remember this point. So they don't understand anything, right? For example, you eat banana, you eat apple. So do you think that body can understand a banana and pizza and burger? No, body cannot understand. Body will take only carbs and minerals and proteins like that. So body can understand something, you understand something, right? So for you it is a banana, but body cannot understand banana as a banana. It will take minerals, carbohydrate, vitamins, whatever it would like to take it like that. You take ADO and ADO.NET and JDBC. End of the day, communication is going to be happening OLEDB and ODBC. These are the two drivers created. So I think this was created in with the help of a C language. This was created with the help of C++. It is developed in 1992, I think. I think we have a good diagram. Let me show you that. Okay, ODBC means Open Database Connectivity, only for relational database, SQL Server, Oracle, Teradata. OLEDB for object linking and embedding database connectivity for both relational and non-relational database, Oracle, SQL Server, Excel, raw files, etc. Clear? So these are the two drivers which are available. The difference you can see clearly. ODBC cannot be used to get the data from files. Clear? So this is the data. In 1992, ODBC has taken non-SQL. If you wanted to read the data, OLEDB. On top of that, again, we have ADO, ADO.NET. So this is the official, this one. So this is a simplified model I was talking about. Clear? So you should know what are the drivers which are available and how which driver is used to read the data from where. So that is also very, very important. Clear? So people may be installing the drivers, but whenever you install SSIS, so automatically these drivers are installed. But if you have any other special driver, if you wanted to have it, go to the Google and you should be able to install those special drivers as well, so that your SSIS is going to communicate with those drivers as well. But remember, indirectly or inside that, they'll have ODBC and OLEDB, and the new driver is going to be calling one of them, either OLEDB or ODBC, nothing else. That's what you need to be understanding. Clear, guys? From tomorrow, we're going to be starting with small demos. We'll be working on what is a task, what is this task, what is this task, and how to use them. We'll be working with one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay. So now I told you, right? So your SSIS is also talking to the Hadoop file system, Hadoop 5, a lot of things are available here. So that we will be able to discuss. Clear? So Hadoop is having a lot of things actually. Hadoop doesn't have not only one thing. If you learn Hadoop, so one concept they're going to be teaching you is HDFS, to store the data. Okay. And here, when you learn MSBI or any BI, they'll teach you data warehouse. So we're going to be data warehouse will take for at least 1 week. HDFS also you will learn a minimum 3 to 4 classes. So what is HDFS? How it is going to be handling the data? How it is going to be storing? So all of them they'll be discussing there. And the BI we're going to be storing in the data warehouse storing purpose. Here we're going to be processing with the help of map reduce. Okay. So here processing we have this. Here we have we're going to be creating SSIS. We're going to be creating create a cube. We're going to be processing. We have only one thing, but here they have multiple things to process. The one is called, which is a Java based map reduce. Somebody said, no, I don't know Java. I would like to have SQL kind of a language. I would like to process. Then I don't said we will give you Hive. So this is for the processing purpose. Okay. So they don't have only one. So they have multiple things. Processing purpose, they have a hive. Then they have a pig. This is also for processing purpose. Then they have NoSQL. Okay. So this is also from processing purpose like that. They have a lot of things which are available here for the processing purpose. Java people going to be using MapReduce. This is the default program to process the data. And Hive people are going to be using, Hive means SQL people who know RDBMS. If they wanted to read the data from HDFS and the SQL people does not know Java, still they would like to process. The Hadoop is giving one more tool called Hive tool. Remember, whenever you install Hadoop, you're going to be getting these two tools only. So Hadoop is going to be installing HDFS and MapReduce. Clear? But Hive is going to be given as a separate tool that you need to download and use it. All SQL RDBMS people will use Hive coding and they will get the data from here. They create a lot of Hive processing techniques and they're going to be having. And the pig is also one more people. So people who are knowing script things, JavaScript, VB script, they know this kind of a languages. So this is a script language. So pig is going to be used like that. Different people are going to be using different things for the processing purpose. We have SSIS only one thing, but inside Hadoop we have MapReduce, Hive, Pig, NoSQL, X, Y, Z. Lot of things are available, so that they're going to be HBase, right? So lot of things people were using. Okay, so that's what you need to understand. So BA is completely for structured data. Remember this point. MSBI, any BA is completely for the structured data. Hadoop can handle structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data. Remember, okay? So BA limitation is that what is BA can do? BA can handle terabytes of data and structured data. So these are, but Hadoop big data can handle what? Unlimited data and structured, semi-structured and unstructured, and it is also for the structured data nowadays. But this is invented recent for this kind of a data. Unlimited data, that is one thing. If you have unlimited data, even though that is a structured data, a BI cannot handle it because data warehouse can handle only terabytes of data. If you have so much of data to be implemented as part of a data warehouse means your system will die. If you have unlimited data and structured data, people have to choose, people have to leave from the BI and they have to store their data into Hadoop only because it is a big data, application. It can handle terabyte, petabyte, zettabyte of data. Normal BI applications cannot handle. So these are the disadvantage of the BI applications. BI always can handle structured data. If somebody says that I have data in Excel, if somebody says I have data in Excel, then BA say you load the data into SQL or load the data into data warehousing. So Excel data converting into end of the day data warehousing data, that is structured data. Even though Excel is a structured data, BA needs data to be stored in the SQL or in the data warehousing only. Data warehousing is a SQL, right? So files data you cannot take it as it is, but here you can give any file. HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system only. It can take any kind of a file, XML file, Excel file, image file, audio file, video file. By default, storing technology is a file system only. So here by default the storage is SQL based, RDBMS based. Clear? If you have some data of data, Excel or a flat file or an XML file, you cannot take it as it is into the BI. BI will say store the data into the data warehouse. Data warehouse is means RDBMS. Okay, so BI has a limitation of RDBMS. It has to, the data has to be there in the RDBMS only. Then only the BI is going to work. The second issue with the BI, it cannot handle unlimited data. Every week I'm getting 100 zettabyte of data, petabyte of data. So even though that is a structured data, can you handle in the business intelligence with the data warehousing? Answer is no. People have to switch to the structured data to the Hadoop only. So you should know both of them are storing and processing only. In Hadoop also, we're going to be implementing, ETL. So ETL is there in Hadoop as well, because you have to get the data, pump into Hadoop system. You need to store into HDFS, means ETL also is going to be happening here. So otherwise, data cannot come from the different sources. Clear? Now, here also we're going to be having ETL, but end of the day, this is going to be having only terabyte of data and structured data. If you have some data in the files, the data has to be exported to the data warehousing. Clear? Then only the BA is going to be working. If you're not able to handle something with the data warehousing and BA, that is when Hadoop starts. Clear? So that's what you need to understand. Both of them are doing the same thing. So storing the data, processing the data only. But end of the day, how you're storing and how you're processing means there are different tools are available. And when should I use Hadoop or when should I use data warehouse and BA means these are the two things. If you wanted to have unlimited data, that is when blindly you go, whether it is a structured data, unstructured data, forget about it. You blindly go to Hadoop only. But we have, structured data, and every month you are getting GBs of data. I would like to create a data warehouse and use it. The better going for BI only. But remember, if you don't have so much of data here, still you're taking a Hadoop, that means Hadoop will not work properly. Remember this. You think that Hadoop is good always. I would like to use Hadoop only. I told you one example, right? The rocket is very faster. I can go to the moon. It doesn't mean that I can take a rocket and come to Dubai from India. So that is not. So Hadoop just like a rocket. So it is very, very faster. When you have so much of distance to be covered, rocket is very, very fantastic. But you cannot say rocket is, the super duper power I can use everywhere. Like that, Hadoop you cannot implement if you don't have so much of data in your applications. Clear? So that's what, and fastly, rapidly you're getting data. So first day 100 terabytes, second day 100 terabytes, third day 100 terabytes. You're getting so much of data rapidly, then people are going to be using Hadoop only. Clear? So two different, these are the difference between these two systems. End of the day, whether it is a Hadoop or data warehousing, these are the data analytics softwares. Okay. So you have data. What kind of a data Hadoop is going to be having? It is going to be having OLAP data. OLAP means historical data. That's what I told you, right? So people will say OLAP data. OLAP data means historical data, right? So data warehousing data is also Hadoop. This data is also historical data. People will say this is a batch processing. Batch processing means you have so much of a data. So batch processing data means OLAP data, historical data. Clear? So that's what you need to understand. Hadoop is not going to be having OLTP data. Hadoop is going to be having again OLAP data, data warehousing data only available in the Hadoop. That means completely historical data. And so much of data has to be there. So Hadoop is going to be implemented batch processing. It is not going to take row by row, row by row. It is going to be taking at a time 1 million data. It can aggregate, it can move from one place to another. Okay. So Hadoop is completely developed with the help of a OLAP data batch processing system. Why batch? If we have 10 people, we can eat one by one, one by one. If you have thousands of people, so definitely batch by batch you need to accommodate, not one by one, one by one, one by one, right? It is so Hadoop is a OLAP system, batch processing system. It is going to be having large amount of data. The data can be stored and processed. What kind of a data analytics that you can do? You can do from Hadoop as well as BA. Both of them are data analysis, data analytics, and data science applications only. So if you have the data here, you can implement data analytics or data science, because data science and data analytics needs data. So the data can be available in Hadoop or data can be available in your data warehousing and BA. Clear? If you wanted to implement the data science on top of this, you have to get one more layer, R and Python. So that you have to implement it. So when you install R and Python, R and Python, R and Python can go to anywhere, wherever there is data. Data can be in Excel as well, R and Python can go. It can go to SQL, or it can go to data warehousing, or which can go to Hadoop. Wherever there is a data, the R and Python can go and perform data science. Data science means machine learning. Clear? So I discussed about what is the data analytics and data science, the differences in the demo number 1. Please watch it. So these are the things that you should know clearly. Any questions, guys? No questions?
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. Sir, hi, Chandni. Sir, do we need to learn
Yes, sir.
Hadoop or only will get the job by BI and SSIS, SSRS and
No.
SSIS?
Hadoop is not required. No. Hadoop is not required. Some applications are using Hadoop. Some applications are using MSBA. Clear? So you don't need it because you'll be MSBA developer. Clear? But if somebody asks
Okay.
you what is a Hadoop, at least you should know minimum knowledge on Hadoop. Because of that only I'm teaching Hadoop. No MSBA guys are going to be teaching Hadoop in their classes. But I would like to educate on Hadoop. I'm educating. It doesn't mean that you should learn Hadoop. Okay. Yeah.
As a next level of career, we can go for the Hadoop after MSBI.
Yeah, you can go for Hadoop. You can go for data science tomorrow. After 5 years, probably. Huh? Not now, immediately. After 3 to 4 years, after 5 years, if you wanted to jump towards this one, you can go to the Hadoop or MSP. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, what is the maximum limit data warehouse can store the data, sir? And how much
Data
terabytes?
warehouse, terabytes, terabytes, approximately some 15, 20 terabytes, like that they store it in single data warehouse. If they
Okay,
have
sir.
more and more, they'll create one more
Okay,
data warehouse. Yeah. Tell me.
okay, sir. When it completes, one data warehouse will complete the maximum limit. I mean, how can the data
They
warehouse
have one
manage?
more
I
data
mean,
warehouse. If one tank is full, means you need to
okay,
buy one more tank.
okay,
They'll
but
buy one more
reporting,
hardware. They install a
if they wanted to see the difference between the
yeah
years,
reporting. See
they
reporting like this. So what normally what they do is the last 10 years will be available in one data warehouse. Next 10 years will be available in one more data warehouse. Something like this.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Bhaskar, one quick question about the data science, like, required the Python and other things, right? So that means that in order to handle the Hadoop, you need to understand and, like, learn the process or take the course on that. But what about in, like, kind of like a small situation? For instance, like you are working in the MSBI environment, but you have the Hadoop also on the side, like, one other server, big server, and in order to process for one of the application, you need some data from Hadoop, right? So in that case, do you still need the to learn the R or Python, or you can, there is some
No.
small.
Hadoop people will know only Hadoop. Okay. MSBA people will know only MSB. Our Python people should know how to connect to MSBA and how to connect to Hadoop. Only they should know how to connect. And they get the data, they start from there.
Okay, so that means that in order to connect to the Hadoop, we need to know the Python and R, because otherwise we cannot connect to the
Python
Hadoop.
people should know. Yeah, Python people should know how to connect to Hadoop. Okay. So Python people should know how to connect to different data sources and get the data. Yeah. Am I clear?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Anything else?